Speaking of legislation and the legislative session coming up, you've got a pretty big idea going on here. What you got coming in?
Sure. I believe that we should work toward the complete phase out, the complete elimination of the state income tax. And
whoa, okay, yeah, all right.
Look, I think that this is something that will take years to do.
Sure.
But we need to have a goal that we can all agree on and know that that is the North Star, that that is the destination for this state if we're going to compete. There's certainly going to be a lot of naysayers. Oh, we can't do that. Look, people said that President Trump couldn't reform the tax code. He did it. They said he couldn't replace NAFTA with a new trade agreement. We did it. There are always going to be people that say, we can't do that. The numbers won't allow us to do that. I say nonsense. Look, this is setting a goal that we can all have in mind as we make policy decisions. We need to have this sort of North Star so we can view every action that we take in state government, our spending, our tax policy, etc. All of it needs to be viewed through the prism of reaching that goal. How long will it take? Well, it depends on a lot of different factors, right? It depends on our revenue that comes in. It depends on how much we reform state government. It depends on how well we're able to control our spending habits. If we spend like crazy, then you're not going to achieve the goal. If you can show some fiscal discipline and we can grow the economy and continue to have surpluses, then it won't take as long. This is something that I'm working with some state legislators on, and we need to start this conversation now. You know, what's interesting, we've talked a lot about Texas and Tennessee. We're sort of sandwiched here between two states that have no income tax. Well, guess what? The governor of Mississippi just proposed elimination of the income tax. Look at this. Louisiana Republicans want to swing for the fences and eliminate the state income tax. We need a bold, long-term vision, a strategic goal, and that goal needs to be to completely get rid of the income tax. You know, what's interesting here is we have already admitted over the years that this is important to do. What am I talking about? Well, we give, and rightfully so, we give the city of Texarkana an income tax exemption. Why do we do that? Well, I believe it was 1979 or something like that when that passed. That was done so people in Arkansas wouldn't move over to Texas.
Side, yeah.
And I believe Bill Clinton was governor at the time. Let me give you another example. I'm in the military. For years, we did not and still don't tax military pay. Not taxed. Why do we do that? Well, because we believe that's a good thing. We recently, a couple of years ago, had a legislative change to get rid of taxation, income taxes on military retiree pay. Why do we do that? We do that because we know taxing it chases them out of the state. So look, we've admitted, Republicans and Democrats, that this is the right thing to do. The problem is all of the folks who said, oh, it's too hard. We will never get there. Wrong. We can get there. We will have to be careful and we'll have to be thoughtful and to protect the needs that we have and protect the vulnerable, for example, and funding for key programs. We can do all of that. We just need to have a goal in sight down the road to make sure that we are making decisions that lead us there. And I'll just tell you this, you know, you might call this a moonshot, or this is not rocket science. This is not putting a man on the moon or Mars or Jupiter or anywhere else. This is just basic numbers and policy. So we can do this. We need to get rid of the state income tax, and I'm going to do everything I can to further that conversation.